I've had users ask me about how to trace over an object. What if they have a PDF? What if they have an image? So I wanted to create a video to show you how to do that. So the first thing you would do is to drag in a slab or a very small, thin block. In this case, I want to use the slab, and I'm going to make it a 10 by 10. So I created a slab. I don't need it very much. All I needed is a surface to map an image on. So then what you'll do is you'll click on the slab until it turns green, which is now the face of the slab. I do a right click, go to Smart Paint, and in the Smart Paint I'm on the color tab, so I select the image texture. So here we're going to use an image and browse to that image. In this case, I'm going to use a PDF file that I opened in a software package called Bluebeam, and I was able to save it as a JPEG. So I saved the file as a JPEG, and now I'm going to map the JPEG to that surface. So now you're going to need to play a little bit, so you want to move that dialog box out of the way. And what I find is the setting for image projection that seems to work the best is the natural. So I would let's pick natural, and then let's apply it. Okay, so now we can see that the image has been mapped to the surface of that slab. But I want to work on this image in the bottom left corner. I want to take that profile and use it to create that part. So I'm going to come into the settings area, and in this case I'm going to play with the scaling. I want that distance between the two sides to be about 6 inches. So by fiddling around a little earlier, to save you the trouble of watching me fiddle, I want to set that to about 1.33 and set this to 0.33. And if I apply that, you'll see that I now increase the scale of that image. But now I want to get it so that I have one image on the screen. So I'm going to do a horizontal displacement of 1 to see where that moves. Okay, so now I'm starting to see the part come into view. So now I want to adjust my vertical spacing, not a little bit too high, so let me come down 0.6. So now I get it a little bit. So if I wanted to, I can make that 0.8. Center the object a little bit more. So now I can exit out of that. So I just say, okay, I want to keep that, and then so now I have, let me make that perpendicular. So now I can go to the common setting or the annotation, take a quick measurement from that point to that point. It's 5.934, so that's close enough. So now what I want to do is I want to trace over this image. So I can use a bunch of different tools. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this surface to do a trace. So I want to do a 2D shape, and I want to use that surface. So I just select that. So now I'm using this surface as a sketching board, if you will. So now I'm going to use the rectangle command, because it looks like it's a bunch of rectangles. A lot of the fillets I'm going to do after I create the part. So I'm just going to take that and do a rectangle there. Take that and do a rectangle here. So I'm just basically approximating the shape. And we'll take another rectangle, make the inner portion. Do a rectangle for this top surface first. Take a rectangle, make it there. And then we're going to take another rectangle and create this surface. Okay, so I think I've gotten most of the image. Let's see, I need another rectangle down here. So let's take this and we'll make it about that size, and another rectangle there, and it looks like I need one more rectangle for the inner surface. And I think I actually have that one, so let me pull this line down until it gets to where I need it. So what I'm trying to do now is create the profiles. So I'm going to now create a center line from the center and just drop it in there, and let's start trimming off the stuff we don't need. Because we use rectangles, we have a lot of overlapping. So I'll go through the entire process of eliminating the items I don't need. Okay, so I still have some more I need to remove. Let's remove this piece. Let's remove this piece. This piece. And I don't need this piece in here. So I need to make sure that I'm completely make sure I have a completely closed profile with no extraneous lines sticking out anywhere. Alright, so it looks like I've gotten rid of all the lines that I have there, and unless I mess this up, I think I've gotten it. So now let me finish my sketch. Now go into my feature, create a spin. I want to create a standalone part, and if you notice, it's already spun around that center line that I created. So now all I have to do is click the check mark, and now I have a part created from the profile imported and mapped to a surface. And obviously I no longer need that slab. So now you can see I've created a part from a profile using a PDF created into a JPEG and mapped onto a surface and then traced over it. I can now go through and use the blend commands and finish up any additional work that I would need to do. And that's how you map in an image and trace over that image, whether it's a JPEG, a TIFF, a GIF, or if it's a PDF, you can take the PDF and create a JPEG from it, like I did with the Bluebeam software. I hope this is helpful to you.